Dude, there we go.
Ooh,
I don't know that YouTube would know.
They'd know. The Vandals, they'd know.
Brandon, Mark, and Matt. No one go hard as that. Share it with your folks and they'll learn where it all be at. It's just three of the guys, childhood friends that be setting the vibe with a few hot takes, jokes, and predictions. Love the Boise State. We now welcome you to listen. Shirts and skins, let's go.
Bronco
Are we
Nation.
going?
We're going.
Oh, we've been
dude.
live this whole time.
No. Yeah.
Ouch. Okay.
Welcome back to the Shirts and Skins podcast. I am Matt Lamb, joined by Brandon Miner and Mark Moss. We're coming to you on a Thursday night. This will come out Friday morning. We are in the United Commercial Insurance Studios.
Yes, we are.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching on YouTube. If you're there, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter.
Smash that like button.
Smash the like button. On Twitter, we are at Shirts Podcast. Interact with us there. We reached out to some of you today to get some things to talk about, which we will.
Some things that you may...
Some thoughts you may not have had before. So appreciate that. Some of which we'll bring up later. Some were a little concerning regarding you, Brandon.
Not concerning.
I must not have seen that.
Well... I don't know that
concerning.
people really know what they want when they ask for it.
No, they know what they need. I think that's what they know.
No, that was the issue. It was,
They know what they need.
No.
Big deal.
All right, we've got a good lineup today. We've got some hoops to talk about. We've got the big dance is coming up, guys.
Almost March Madness.
I love this time of year.
We
March.
got basketball. We got parties. We got Vegas parties, baby.
Pool parties,
Get it.
dude. We got a little Bush Hamdan to talk about.
Yes, we do.
Guys, I have to say it. This is getting to be my favorite time of year. March Madness is huge, but the weather, we're coming out of winter time. I love it.
60 degrees tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what it says?
That's good in Boise if you're, since we have so many people listening out of state, you know?
Mark said he's going to wear a tank top to work tomorrow because it's 60.
Yeah, no.
It's a good time.
It's not going to happen.
It's a good time.
Shall we jump in, boys? Anything else you want to bring up before we dive in?
No, let's do it.
Let's talk about Boise State hoops.
Yes.
Awesome. So we had a little bit of a 2-game skid. We got blown out, right?
Twice. Yep.
Utah State.
Can I
No?
just
Let's-
jump?
Yeah, Colorado State and
Colorado
Utah
State and
Yep.
Utah State.
Yep.
Can I just jump into the bracketology? Give me your best estimate.
We're not going to talk about the last 2 games?
No, let's talk. Well, we will.
Okay.
Okay. Give me your best guess on where we're seated right now in March Madness. Right
It's
now.
all over the board.
Okay, give me your best
all
guess.
over the board.
7.
Okay.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen everything between a 6 and a 9. I
Do you
feel
want-
like. Is there a Dang it. Keep going. Keep rolling.
You
Coincidence?
have. Oh, sure you have. Yeah, I bet you have. I've seen it all that way. There's a lot in between you can see. I'm just going to go through this. This is the ESPN one, okay? They have, of the Mountain West, Nevada as a 10. So you can give yourself general idea of where we fall within Nevada. This one has a Boise State at 9 playing Oklahoma as 8. The 8-9 matchup is a junk matchup.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
don't know
gonna
how I
say,
feel
okay?
about that.
New Mexico as a 10 playing South Carolina. Utah State as a 7 playing Nebraska. And then they have, let me see if I can find San Diego State, which I don't.
Who cares about the San Diego State? The actual.
There were 4. Yeah, there were 4.
Yeah, there are 4.
4-12.
You know that the actual
4-13.
committee has started meeting and they put out their top 4 seeds? Did you know that? You didn't know that?
I don't know.
How much do they care about the conference championship, like the
They
tournament?
don't.
They don't.
They don't.
Right?
You know those.
They don't.
You know those tests.
Other than steal like bid stealers.
Yeah.
Other than that, like basically from what I understand,
It carries no weight.
very little
Very
weight.
little.
Yeah.
You know those tests that you take where the first 4 questions determine where you're at, and then the rest
It
is just
goes
like
from there?
small adjustments after that. Is that where we're at right now?
Because
that'd be nice for us.
So yeah, it would be nice.
First 4
so,
tests to determine where you're at.
The first
Like,
4 questions are like, if you get it right, and you get it
gets
right, you get it
harder.
right, and then you basically have a 95. But if you get it wrong, then they're like, okay, you're going to be down the same.
Okay.
I don't think we're quite there yet. I don't. So I was listening to the interview on our friends over at KTIK. They had Jerry Palm on.
Are they our friends?
I don't know.
We'd like to think so.
And see, this NCAA one has
Okay.
us at, Andy Katz has us as a 10.
Yeah, so
yeah,
we're all
I
over
heard
place.
the Jerry Palm
Yeah,
interview.
so the most interesting note to me was that Jerry Palm, as of right now, he has 6 Mountain West teams in, which I still think, just for whatever reason,
You don't think it's going to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen. But that's neither here nor there. The most interesting thing for us, did you hear this interview? Was that he said that Boise State was basically his last of those 6, and we were in the most precarious position.
Why?
Did you hear that?
Why?
You didn't hear that
No,
part?
that part.
Why,
didn't.
though?
Where did I go?
It's at the kind of at the end.
Why are we the most precarious of the
We've already
6?
talked about it.
That doesn't make...
Don't
no,
talk to me.
don't give
It's
me
exactly
that.
what it is.
UNLV?
No, UNLV's the 7th. They're not in
Okay,
right
hold
now.
on. So Utah State, Colorado State,
San Diego State,
Nevada, New Mexico, Boise State.
Yep.
And
Because we have 8
we're-
losses.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
All right.
And we have the high.
So if we had 6 losses, we would be,
Yep.
what, the 4th spot?
100%.
So Clemson wasn't
We've
worth
already
it.
talked about it. Not 4th spot, but we would not. Yeah, exactly. We've talked about this.
Clemson wasn't worth it.
But we'll
Virginia
see.
Tech wasn't worth it.
I mean, according to him,
The thing about, to Mark's point, is I don't know that we would have done any worse if we had played worse teams in the Mountain before we played the Mountain West. Like, we seem to know
No.
how to play the Mountain West
Yes.
teams. And so it's like we were always going to be fighting for the top or the middle of the top in the Mountain West. And so maybe having a few
Yeah, so if
easier
you know
teams.
that going into it,
But we
you plan accordingly before you get
But
into
we
it.
barely lost to Washington State. That was a one that we could have gone back.
Yeah.
But we also beat San Francisco. We beat North Texas. We beat some pretty good teams out of conference.
yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out. But
St.
and
Mary's?
I don't want to dive into that again because we talked about it last week. But if to answer your question, the reason that we're behind the other teams is because our net and whatever is higher. And we've seen it. We beat a crappy team by 32, and we go up 8 spots. We lose to Utah State. We don't do anything. You know what I mean?
But the net, from what Leon Rice was saying, is he's like it's all about the quad 1 wins.
That's what Leon Rice says because he knows his net isn't as good as some of these other teams. So he's pushing.
so we're the 6th
quad
place
1
net in the Mountain West.
I think we're actually the 5th. I think Nevada's slightly behind us. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that Jerry Palm on Boise Radio yesterday basically said there's 6 teams in right now for the Mountain West, but Boise is in the most precarious position. And so to answer your question, no, I don't think we're through yet because we still have 4 losable games.
Okay, can we
And
go
if
over the
we go
schedule?
yeah, let's do it.
Okay, we just played San Jose State and Fresno State, and
Yes.
we rolled them.
Yep. Just like we rolled a couple of crappy teams before
That's
that,
right.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always guaranteed that we would roll teams.
But we did.
But we did.
And it helped. Yep.
And it helped. And they were good
We definitely
wins.
didn't roll them at their place.
No.
We were
almost
we were
lost
almost
both of
both
them.
games.
So this Saturday we play Wyoming at Wyoming, I
Tough.
believe. We play Air Force at Air Force. So 2 road games.
Should be, yeah.
Okay. And then New Mexico at home.
Tough.
Very tough. Nevada, San Diego State.
Nevada at home. Tough. At San Diego State. Our last 3 are the toughest last 3 of the entire conference.
Yeah. And you're catching New Mexico. I mean, New Mexico's a really good team, and they can beat us by 20 for sure. But you're catching them, and they're not as good as when we beat them at their place. I mean, they were on a stretch. They were on a run of like incredible wins by double-digit points. But anyway, they could easily beat us. We could lose in Nevada. Nice that we have them at home.
Yep.
And then you got to assume we're losing.
You got to assume we lose at San Diego State, but you never know.
One of those
We could
3.
win all of them, but I look at it as we have 4 games, tough games left. At Wyoming, we should win. If we're a tournament team, you got to win that game, in my opinion. I think San Diego State is probably a loss, and then the 2 home games against New Mexico and
gotta pull out.
you can't. 3-1, we're in the tournament. End of story. 2-2, we're in that bubble. I really
You're
feel like
talking
we're in
it's
that
a
bubble.
precarious
there's
situation.
5 games. You're just saying we're losing San Diego State, right?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
of those 4 games before San Diego State.
No, sorry. We have 5 games left.
We have 5. Wyoming, Air
I
Force,
still
New
think
Mexico,
you want to go 4-1
Nevada,
to feel
and-
comfortable.
Yeah.
Because if you go 3-2, we lose 2 of those games, and let's say UNLV wins the Mountain West tournament,
What if this?
they still are bid.
That's true.
How about
What if-
that?
We're not in
Catch
totally
me
yet.
outside. How about
How about
this? How about we lose to Wyoming and then win out?
Then we're fine.
No. And
We're
then
fine.
we lose to San Diego State.
We're in trouble. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's not
If
in the
we
bag
have-
yet. If I had to bet
feel
today,
like-
are we in the tournament? I think we make the tournament.
But 2 losses, you think we're safe. 3 is a no-go.
3 is probably a no-go. 2, I think we're on the border.
Yeah.
Because
But it almost depends who. Like,
It does depend who.
Us in Nevada, if we're
Yeah.
fighting for them,
And if
we
they
need to
beat
beat
us,
them. Yeah.
if
That's
they
a big
beat
deal.
us and then we lose to San Diego State and then we lose in the quarterfinal in Vegas, you think we're in safely? No way. It's tough. I mean, we got to finish strong. We got to finish strong.
Well, you know, the thing about this year that's a little different is I like the rotation of guys we're playing.
Oh, boy.
Can I say it? Can I say it?
Is
more
this where we
athletic.
cue
Can I
the
say it?
RJ Keene
Can I say it?
segment? No. You just said it. Who,
RJ Keene.
Who excites you the most? Bro.
I like my guy. Okay.
5 points, man.
He's a good
Career
player.
high.
I'm just saying.
No, but that 5 points came in like a minute stretch.
Yeah.
He had
a nice little
steal,
run.
rebound.
I watched
He
it. It
had
was
a
great.
great give and go.
Yeah.
3-pointer from the corner.
Yeah.
He had a steal, rebound.
He looked good
Yeah,
when he was in there. It
you
was
know,
good.
we-
It was
we
great
need-
to see.
You know what we need is we need a breakout game from Cam. He hasn't scored many points. We need a really good breakout. I mean, he's got a lot of minutes. I think he's playing 20 minutes or so a game, roughly, or maybe around that. But we need him to score 15 to 25 one of these games because they're gonna lock down on Omar. They're gonna shut down Rice. They're gonna get Rice out, and then Degenhardt. If he has a bad game, we need Cam Martin to have a good game.
Maybe. I think Cam is getting. Yeah. I don't.
I'm sorry.
Sure.
It's like,
I don't know. I think I watched that
good
game.
point. Hey, tell me when you guys are done.
I
Come back and talk.
Okay, fine. I'll just say, yep, you're right, Brandon. Okay. Next topic. Is that better? That's
Nope.
better? Okay, let's
Go, Mark.
Next topic. That's
What?
No, I watching that game, I really liked Cam. During that game, I was like, Cam brings a lot, man. It's
Assists.
crazy. He's the backup center who plays less than 20 minutes a game. He's leading the team in assists,
Yeah,
which speaks
bad.
to a couple things. One, he's a
Guards.
great. I mean, he's as good of a big guy passer as I've seen. But boy, that
On
doesn't
the-
speak well for the rest of the team.
On
I
the
mean,
broadcast, they compared him to Jokic.
he's
as a good passer.
His
Yeah.
passing ability is great. It's
Yeah.
fantastic, and he's got the shoulder. They're talking about a little hitch in his shot, and so I like the minutes he's given us, but that speaks. And I like Roddy, and I like Roddy's game, and I think Roddy is
Getting
going
better.
to be good. But boy, your starting point guard is getting out assisted by a backup big is not ideal.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, did you guys watch the New Mexico game last night?
No, I didn't, but I heard it was
Such a
pretty
good
good. Yeah.
Back and forth in the last like 30
Colorado
seconds.
State?
It was like, but yeah, back and forth, boom, boom, boom. You got to watch the last. I mean, as soon as Dent, did you see the last drive?
I didn't see the game.
He got the ball behind the back, blew by his guy, layup and the foul, and it was like my first thought was like, we don't have anyone that can do
No,
that.
but neither does anybody
yeah,
else.
he's awesome. I love
Yeah.
Dent. I love Dent. But Roddy has the quickness of Dent. He really does.
Yeah.
But his
Can't
finishing
finish. No, he
touches,
can't
and then his turn. He's not driving and dishing the way. I think he's going to grow. I like Roddy. I'm not going to bash on him. I think he's going to be a good point guard. I hope they stick with him.
Tell me
I hope
this.
they don't over recruit like they
Oh.
like a.
Well, they got that
for
guy
next year.
They got-
Lockett.
they got Lockett.
So
who
we'll
could
see.
be a good one. Tell
We'll
me this:
see.
who are so far the Mountain West first team All Conference players?
They were saying that Ledee from San Diego
Yeah,
State,
so Ledie's gonna have it.
and then the big fella
have-
from Utah State. I think Ozabar. or
Ozabar.
something.
Who's the Colorado State?
Stevens.
I think.
Can you throw Deggy in there?
I think
you should make
so.
it.
Yeah.
And now you basically have 3 guards at
Yeah.
New Mexico that you have to combine to one.
Yeah.
It's like New Mexico
I
guard.
love Dent, man. Yeah,
Well,
those
both
three
to House
together.
and Mashburn. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
great.
awesome. They're
House
incredible.
almost lost in the game, dude. That
Oh,
last
I didn't
night.
see it. Yeah.
I think I talked about this before. Dumbest foul ever at half court. Like put them on the line to make the free throws to go up. Like it was like off. It was on the ball, but at half court.
Yeah.
It was just like he does the dumbest stuff.
That's just going to be a tough decision for the guys picking that because the Utah State guard, was it Brown or something? He's been playing really well. I mean, you have 8 or 9 guys that can be
Sure.
first team. Anyway,
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Hey, some little tidbits about the game.
Which game?
What?
The just most recent one, San Jose State.
Yeah.
So 4 times in the last 6 seasons, Boise State has held an opponent below 20 points in any half.
That was a tough half.
They scored 16 points in the first half.
That was a tough half.
They scored 50 in the whole game.
Yeah.
I sent a text out to you guys. I don't know if you remember, back in the day,
I don't.
if
I did.
Boise State held the opponent to 50 points or less,
Burgers.
you could take you could take your ticket.
What about a
and it had
spicy chicken sandwich?
I don't know if they had those then.
Was it
chicken? Wasn't
Is it Wendy's?
It was Wendy's.
Yeah.
But you get a hamburger.
I wish you
for
could have
free.
taken your ticket on your phone and just walked into a Wendy's and be like, I'd like
I should
hand
have.
cut fries and like a, what is that?
But you would have to show it to
bacon.
the kiosk, not because they
Right.
don't have people that you interact with.
Still.
Dude, that'd be
Computer,
easier.
Give me my thing.
Scan your dude. Make that happen, Boise State. I want to take my ticket.
Did you go to the game? Are you going to go to any of the games? Are you going to go to the rest?
I was at the San Jose State
Yeah,
game.
I know.
If he's
I was
that,
at
there was
the-
no one at the. That was.
I was at the
Fine,
Fresno State game.
Whoa.
Yeah. I went to Fresno.
I've been to the last two.
Whoa.
Asking me if I'm gonna go.
I'm asking you. Yeah. Are you going to go to the next games?
Probably, yeah, probably not.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know,
that's-
sometimes
they
home
only
game.
get better, so
true.
they're
They're
not gonna get
getting-
worse
yeah.
than those two.
Yeah, so we got two really good games.
I think
right?
Saturday.
Next Saturday and then like a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we
I
have
mean,
New
you gotta
Mexico
go
and
against
then
New Mexico and Nevada. You have
Yeah.
to go to those games. You just have to go to those games.
yeah,
Uh,
gotta go.
I'm
you're
excited.
s-
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. So
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I hope we make it. And then I hope we don't get an 8-9. I hate that matchup, dude. There's two equal teams. I want to have like I wish we were 7.
You want to have an 8-9 matchup
But
against
if-
Dayton and play it in Ohio?
Oh, yeah, I know. I also want
In Dayton.
I just want to get a team that's coming that loses in the first round of the tournament in their conference tournament, and that's been on a skid. But we're good early on the season. Like I just want somebody who's not playing as well. So that's my hope. Anyway, is that with basketball? That's it. That's all we got.
What? Let's do, before we change predictions right now on the 22nd of February. How many Mountain West bids do you guys think we got?
You know, I don't know the other.
I'll say 5.
I don't know
That's what I
the
was gonna
rest.
say. I said 4 last week. I think
6 is. I don't think it's gonna happen.
We've had 6 before.
no.
Yes, we
5?
have.
No. Check it.
Oh.
Check tape.
Yeah.
We'll check
Wait,
tape.
where's-
We'll
Five is
check
the
tape.
most-
We got
Where's our
6.
Where's our?
We
fat-
got 6.
Where's
No,
our
we
stat
didn't.
guy Dayton?
What do you?
By the way,
Dayton will back me up.
did you see he
follow us up?
responded?
He said he was going to do it, but it's tax
No,
season, dude.
No, he did.
Oh, he did? He did
Yeah,
the work?
He did, dude. How dare you, Mark? He
I like
does
Dayton,
the
dude.
work.
What did he say? Well, hold on. Let's finish it. Okay, this is part of it.
Yeah,
isn't
this
it?
is part
this
of
is
it.
part of it.
Here we
I forgot what
go.
we're talking about. No, Brandon, don't even look. The Mountain West has never had 6, dude. Don't worry about it. It's 5. 2012, 2013, they had 5.
I think it's.
Do you want to hear Dayton stats?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you asked about
Yes. I want to know if there's ever been a
2010 and 2012.
an
Is that what you
11
said?
loss.
11, 12, or 12, 13
You want to know if there'd been an 11 loss team that made it?
as an at-large.
Yeah. Since 2014, there have been 56 mid-major at-large bids.
Okay.
7 of those teams had 10 losses heading into the NCAA tournament,
Okay.
and 3 had 11.
3.
2016 Temple
Okay.
were 21 and 11. 2016 Tulsa was 20 and 11,
Wow.
and 2014 BYU was 23 and 11. 2016 Cincy and VCU made the tournament with 10 losses. So 2016 had 4 of 10 double-digit loss teams.
So
4
16
of
was
the
just
10.
so
2016
it's
was the
happened
biggest
3
year.
times that
3
teams with
tournaments.
11. Didn't you just say there were 3 teams that have made it with 11?
3 had 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good to know that's happened
Yes.
because I couldn't recall. It's like,
Yeah.
how would I know?
So Dayton hooking you up. Thank
you, Dayton. Man, that's so
Taking a break
that
from
makes me
tax
feel
time.
better. Yeah, yeah. It does make you feel better because
It could happen.
it could happen. And the Mountain West is so strong that 11 isn't.
Makes you wonder what the entire field looked like that year, though.
Yeah, and it's like how many bid stealers are there out there? So I still don't feel super comfortable if we're going in with 11 losses. But knowing what Dayton just said, that makes me feel more comfortable than I did 2 minutes ago. Really, I mean, so if
you're
we
changing
lose,
your
if
guess
we
to
lose to
6?
San Diego State and we lose to New Mexico, right? I think if we lose Nevada, because I still don't think we're getting 6 in, though, is the problem. So if it's like you're on the bubble and you lose to Nevada, you don't want to lose to the wrong teams.
A lot of
I don't
things
know.
got to go right to get 6 in, I think.
Yeah. And
It's
so
just
we don't
too
want
much.
to be that 6 team with 11
No.
losses. It's just, you don't want to have to put yourself
Can
in
you
that
Google
position.
Mountain West Conference, Mountain West NCAA?
I know the answer to this, man.
Can I mute him? 2011.
Just what? What do you want?
Yeah,
What are you trying to
NCAA
find?
bid, Mountain West NCAA bids, 2011.
12-13, I thought. But go ahead. They haven't had 6 in, man. Everyone, all 14 people listening to this are like, Moss is right. Moss is right.
They've
Brandon's an idiot.
literally
He
never
doesn't
said
know.
In their lives, have they ever said? They've never said that.
This is killing us here. We got to.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Hey, can you do your research before, Brandon? I mean,
I did the
we
research.
had-
I just told you. It's been 5. 5's the most we've ever had. Move on. I'm telling you. Why do you think it's 6? It is just like you just feel like you remembered that or something, or you're wishing it. I don't understand.
I thought we were the
Okay.
6th team in.
I think it's been
This
5.
is going to be sad, but
I'm quite positive.
AI
it's
is
been
saying that we had 6 in
just
2011.
remember,
AI.
just remember, there are people that listen to this.
Yeah. Let's move on.
What, our family?
Yeah.
You're like you're combined. Your parents.
That's not true. We've got
Okay,
That's true. 5. What? How much
here you
was
go. 2011, if this is accurate, Mountain West gets 3 teams into the tournament. Is that what you wanted, Brandon? This came out March 11th or March 13th, 2011.
Don't worry about it. It was 5 and it was 12-13. But
I
let's
remember.
move
I
on.
remember it being a big deal that Boise State got in as 15.
I'm losing my buzz. Let's go. It's a Four Christmases reference, by the
Okay.
way. Good movie.
I haven't seen
Great
it.
movie. What?
I haven't seen it. I've seen parts of it.
Oh, classic.
That shouldn't be surprising.
Add
to
it
you,
to the Christmas list.
though. Okay.
All right.
Do we need to talk more Bush Hamdan?
Well,
Yeah.
last time he was about to leave, gonna leave. We were lamenting the possibility, and now it's happened.
And he
Did
left.
you guys see his resume?
Oh, dude, whoever
I
made
sent that to you. That was
whoever
awesome.
made it. So
Was it?
funny.
What was it? Was it in the group chat or was it? In the,
I don't remember.
it was on Twitter though.
It was on Twitter. I pulled it from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone
This is,
made
can I tell you my favorite part?
an amazing.
Fake.
Was this
Bush
a
Hamdan
Kentucky
resume.
guy that did this?
I have
No, it was a
idea.
Boise State.
I had to be a
okay.
Boise
Sure.
State guy.
Well, all right. Can I read the Bush Hamdan resume?
Yeah, here
Because
we
I
go.
thought it was really good. So just, as his introduction, I'm proficient in Excel and also running a 2 QB system, demonstrated ability to cook up the nice schemes for a 5'7" pocket passer, facing bottom tier Mountain West Conference defenses.
Okay.
I'm also relocatable.
Yep.
So his experience, in 2023 Boise State, bench Cam Newton for Doug Flutie. I don't know if some of these stats are right. Do you know some of these stats? Like
I don't know.
Missouri, 86 of 120 in FBS offense.
I don't
be.
know. I
I would
assume
guess
those
he
are
took
correct.
over
I assume those are
late.
correct. Yeah.
Washington, 4-5 in conference. Falcons, 2017. Matt Ryan's lowest passing TD year since 2008.
Yikes.
Davidson, 2014. Beat online College of Faith, 56-0, then lost all next 11 games. Okay.
Whoever
I
did
like
that,
this
it
one,
was
dude. My
funny.
favorite is let's see. Where was the one? Anyway, beat Ball State in the GoDaddy Bowl. Florida beat Kentucky 38-0. Sac State 2011, tight end, 1 log, 9 yards. And then his notable projects, tweeting about player loyalty and his favorite Rex Life Raj song.
Oh yeah, I remember that tweet.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Getting pumped for the QB room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Anyway.
I'm leaving. See ya.
Anyway, so
He's gone. So
he's gone.
So, how are you feeling, Brandon?
Yeah, it's been a
Is
week.
this
It's been 10 days, right?
Yeah, I
is it
don't
a
know.
Good
I've-
riddance.
I obviously you're going to go for that type of money. I liked him. I thought the continuity. I still think 6 offensive coordinators in 5 years is a bad deal.
Bad deal. I agree.
But I think that's the future.
Has your wife noticed more attention from you? Because it's not diverted to.
No, she hasn't. It's going to take a lot more to like. That's a bad question to ask. No, I don't.
we should.
I don't know. I feel fine. I don't know who he's going to pick. I don't know anybody. I mean, besides Samford or Harsin if he picks somebody, there's a 1 in 100 chance I get to know him. So I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It all depends on how good Malachi does. Essentially, I mean that's the offensive coordinator is good as their quarterback. That's why I learned with Pease. Kellen Moore's last year. Pease went to Florida after Kellen Moore.
Pease hasn't done anything.
He hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all good. It's all about how good your quarterback does. And if this guy coming in can do good with the quarterback, then they'll have a good offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Actually,
The polls that were floating around, I mean, Sanford was one of the favorites.
yeah.
Just 'cause he's
but we
the
only
one they
know.
know.
Yeah. I mean, who
There's a lot of schools we don't know.
names thrown out there, and I'm like, who's that? Like, and so who knows? Yeah, I mean, the difference is, first of all, they're this is happening right before spring ball, which speaks to your continuity comments. It's tough. It's tough timing.
Which may get postponed.
Yeah, it has been postponed.
has been.
Yeah,
Okay.
they postponed it a week. But, Danielson basically said, we want someone to come in here. Like, he's not like, we want someone to come in here and bring their offense. He's like, we have the offense. We want someone to come in here and learn our terminology, is what he said, which is interesting. So it's not like they're not going to rebuild everything, is what he's saying, right? They have the rest of the offensive
already
staff
have
is there.
the
The
2
players
QB
are there.
system in
They've got the
place.
2 QB system down pat.
Don't mess with it.
So that's interesting. The other thing I was thinking about is with Bush, and everyone was upset. I was upset about it just because of what we had coming in, and it seemed like he was a good play caller, and offense was doing certainly better than Plow. We played really good in that UNLV championship game. When the players were playing.
Yeah.
We got to remember, like, what was our record this year?
Not great.
8-6 or 9-6. Like, I'm not blaming it on Bush by any stretch, but it's like that was the most loss we've had since like 99. So, like, what are we worried that we changed out a coordinator?
Yeah, I actually disagree with that.
Go ahead.
Because I thought we had the offense to win 3, 4,
The
3 or 4 of
offense
those.
or the players?
The offense.
Okay.
I thought we had the scoring to win, certainly at
We were scoring a lot.
Colorado State.
Colorado State and Memphis. And I think Fresno. I think we had the offense to win those.
Yeah.
And so those 3 games at least.
Yeah. It wasn't
Go a
a
long way.
problem, but
And so-
it is what.
But I thought this was the best our offense has done since like 2014 Harsin.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, like I thought that was after when we started rolling, when we started going, especially in that Mountain West Championship game. I mean, that was like we were firing on all cylinders for the first time in a while.
That was
We were
awesome.
striking big plays, we were hitting them, we were running, we were passing, we were doing all that stuff. And I thought Hamdan was a big part of that.
Yeah.
So
That
anyway.
was one of my favorite. Like, thinking about that game was one of my favorite games because the offense there was big plays. We had a flea flicker in there.
Yeah.
It was old BSU.
It was. But then, and here's the thing about Bush, and then we'll turn the page on Bush. That bowl game, I understand. We had a quarterback in there that hadn't played. It was so bad.
Bowl games are weird.
Yeah,
dude,
but
because you're
they didn't
recruiting.
have
Bowl games are
anybody. Like,
crap.
they pulled all their best players. We didn't have a quarterback. I get it. But that couldn't have been any worse of a game plan offensively compared to the UNLV championship game.
but
We didn't even try to throw the ball. Like, yeah, you want to go heavy with Holani and Ashton, right? For sure. And then the second half happened. We didn't even let Tiller even try. And it was like we just didn't even. It was, I don't know. I mean, we didn't have a quarterback that had played, but it's like the kid had came in there early, had been here for a year. You don't trust him to throw a 6-yard out. He's got to throw a 2-yard dump. I don't know. But anyways, Bush is gone. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was bad,
I think it speaks to something bigger.
What's that?
That it's just going to be a struggle for forever. I mean, you have to assume you're not going to have the same coordinator. If you have a coordinator for 2 years, you're lucky.
When you say you're talking
player.
any successill team,
Player or
a
coach.
G5 team.
Yeah. The contract with Bush I thought was really interesting because they had that 3-year contract. But under
Did he
2
have at Boise State?
No,
Or
at Kentucky.
Kentucky.
At Kentucky. And so if he leaves before 2 years is over, he has to pay a huge portion of that contract
big
back.
portion.
Which is, I don't know how
locked him in.
common locking in coordinators is.
Not like that, I don't
But,
think.
I just think that's an interesting contract to have. And I think people are sick and tired of coaches leaving. But I don't know how you don't leave. And I'd like to talk about an article that Mark sent over that we read that I think it's harder and harder to do this. But I think even at big colleges, coaches are going to leave. And you know what I think you should consider doing from now on if you are a Group of 5 team?
What's your suggestion?
Your head coach should not really do much with football.
Dude, well,
That's what they're talking about.
Michigan hired a general manager.
That's what you need.
That's what you need.
You need a fundraiser and a general manager because you need player management, because you need to account for the fact that you're going to have key players coming in and going out all the time. And so if you want to coach, you should not be a head coach in Group of 5 college football. Even really, in a lot of cases, college football in general. Like if you want to coach players and like scheme and X's and O's, you should go to the NFL or you should go to the high school, because in college, you're not getting much of that. You're recruiting nonstop. You're recruiting other players. You're recruiting your own players.
But should those duties be divided between, okay, you have a head coach that just focuses on football, and you have a general manager that does all the money stuff,
Well, a lot of times the star of the program is the head coach who's doing all the fundraising. And so not having them there, having the GM there is like, okay, dude, who are you?
Like you have to have that name.
Guy. But I think this is just the next step. So a team hiring a general manager is the next step. It's turning this into, this is the business of college football.
That's why I think BSU should sell the rights to their football team and have a private organization run it, because they could have a GM and a coach who the coach can only coaches, right? Does some recruiting, but only coaches. And so I feel so bad for these guys. That article that you sent over, I forget, was it Southern Miss or who was the guy?
It's a Yahoo Sports article for those out there.
Who was the coach they followed?
They asked a couple. There was a Southern Miss.
Georgia.
There was
Southern Miss.
Okay. That guy just said, look, I don't coach.
Yeah.
All I do is coordinate players, and I drive around to fundraisers.
He says, I do zero football anymore, zero football in my life right now. I do culture and recruiting is what he does.
Well, fundraising. That's all he does.
Most of my day is spent all across the United States raising money.
That's so dumb.
For NIL.
That's so stupid. College football has so much money, but all you're doing is asking for more money to give players that are leaving.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
it's a losing battle.
It's a losing battle. You're chasing your tail. So there's
it's the wrong guy in the wrong spot.
Well, you know, some of and I'm sorry. You can say I'm nostalgic. You can say whatever you want. But there was some pageantry in a small town having the same coach who could coach a team, have a good year every now and then, but everybody knew him, and it was like a lifestyle decision to have this coach.
Teams would run the wishbone.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, you know, there's some pageantry in that. And it's like some of the joy of college football is that smaller town feel where on a Saturday you go to a game and then you go to a burger joint after and you get a milkshake and whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Or you have your fraternity, your sorority, and they're having fun. They're having a good time. But now it's like, hey, dude, you got to keep up, and you got to keep up hard. And if you're not going 24/7 on how to find a guy who's like, the starting tight end, $50,000 to stay. If you can't make that payment, then he's out.
But I think this is the big reason why these coaches are leaving to go to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got to
want to deal with this.
You got to be coach.
I would never.
Plus, you got to be recruiter. You got to be fundraiser.
Look at Chip Kelly, right? Where did he go?
Well, he went to Ohio State, right?
Did he go to Ohio State?
Yeah.
And he's smart to do that.
Coordinator.
To be a coordinator.
Because if
I'm
want
to deal with that,
you can just coach.
And I'm just like, look, I'll go to a couple recruiting, send me your private jet, but let me coach offense.
Yeah.
That's
what he's doing.
Dude,
that's what he's doing.
Yeah. It's so dumb.
It'll see. Yeah. It's a weird transition time, and eventually you're gonna. And I think you could argue that why did Andy Avalos fail? I'm not saying it's NIL, but there's not all coaches are great CEOs or great fundraisers or great marketers or great leaders of the program, but they're really, really good coaches. Mm-hmm. And as soon as they accept that and stay in that lane, I think there's just going to be a new generation of coaches that are more sales type people and not necessarily X's and O's. And that's just what it is.
You're going to see more and more of what Michigan did.
Absolutely.
GMs
with big, but I do think what you said is like having Jim Harbaugh. I know he's gone, but like having the head coach that everyone knows being there raising money is different than a GM. Who's the GM did they hire? Was it like an ex-alum that people know? Or
should be like, if it's not Tom Brady, it probably
it's
doesn't matter.
It's got to be someone big that people know and want to give money to. You can't just be some business guy. I wouldn't think. Or they could be behind the scenes, but you have to have someone forward facing for that position. And usually that's the head coach, but maybe that just transitions. But
you have a GM, don't you need scouts?
They have scouts. I mean, these programs, like Florida has like 75 staffers.
Okay.
Like on their staff.
So he was the Chicago Bears chief of staff.
Yeah, so I don't know. They don't know that guy? I don't know. But you're probably right. These big programs that have all the money in the world, they're just going to keep adding staff positions and whatever. But to kind of dovetail what you're talking about, I think I sent this earlier too, but there was a stat on 24/7. It said of the players returning to college football in 2024, 39% of G5 first team conference selections transferred, and just 10% of the Power 5. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like 4 out of 10, you're all conference, they're out of there.
Yeah.
And only 10% of it. I mean, it's the group of 5 is just getting worse and worse.
What's the point of the group of 5?
We're a farm team or a farm system.
Okay.
That's what that article was talking about.
How do you organize the group of 5 to have any meaning?
Separation.
I mean, at this point, I would favor separation because it's like, why not? Where are we going? Just embrace it. At some point, it's like, hey, can we have a playoff? Can we have something that we were conference championships?
So FCS.
We were conference champions.
Yeah.
What did that mean? It meant nothing. That was worthless.
No.
It was worthless.
Well, it's to play in a dumb bowl game.
We got a stupid bowl game
Yeah,
where
well,
UCLA didn't even give a damn who was even playing, dude.
Yeah,
what did that mean?
Because we went 9-6. If
Okay.
we went 11-1 or 12-1, then we would have played in
That's
whatever.
what I'm saying. Are we always going to go 12-1?
No.
Okay, so what's the point? What's
do you
the
mean, what's the
point? What's the
point?
point if we don't go 12-1? What's the point?
You want to win your conference.
Okay, for what? That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
why are we
For what?
playing anything? Why are you doing anything?
That's what I'm saying. Give us a goal. Why don't we
The
have
goal is to make the
Why don't
playoff
we
now.
have a group of 5 playoff? Why not? Because it's going away. Do you think that's staying? Like, tell me your future there.
No, I agree with you. In the somewhat near future, the group of 5 will get left out.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while we have a chance, the goal is to make the playoff for sure.
And for how many teams are in the group of 5? 60?
65, something like
There you
that.
go.
Yeah, something like that.
So,
yeah.
okay.
So, I mean,
just
that's
think-
what... That,
I
I mean,
think 59 teams have nothing to play for.
no. Well,
Say
they're
50.
playing for their... Well, but that's... How different is that than it's been the last 30 years?
I'm just saying.
You think Toledo was... Or any of these teams, Kent
But
State...
the bowl system has been watered down, right? Like
Yeah.
what's left over at the end of the season is not nearly as what it used to be.
I think that's I disagree. I think well yeah, for the traditional bowls, yeah.
For like
But
these teams
starting
that
next
don't have
year,
hope
it's
of
huge.
going to the
But they haven't had hope for a lot of teams don't
Does
have
it,
hope.
why are we doing that? Look at the NCAA or March Madness basketball.
Okay. What about it?
it's fun.
There, you can get into it. There's access. You could do it
What
for a lot of teams. For possibly 5 teams in the Mountain West.
so what's your point? I don't understand.
There's a point to playing basketball. There's almost no point to playing football in the Mountain West.
I disagree completely.
Okay.
Next year the Mountain West is the favorite to get into the playoff.
Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
Last year, what did we accomplish?
We just finished.
What did we accomplish?
We're gonna be able to put 2023 as conference champions on a banner.
Great.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between us and Fresno last year?
We won the conference. You put
And
it
that
down.
That got us.
What?
What? That's what I'm asking. What did it get us?
Okay, so if we're not, so then all of a sudden we're basically you're saying you want us to go down to basically FCS.
I'm saying I don't know what we're playing for, what we're doing right now. So if
We're playing for conference championship and get to the playoff. What's wrong with that?
I don't think there's any way to get to the playoff.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying.
The rules are that the
Can I
top
talk?
group of
Can I
5
talk?
gets
Can
in
I
for
talk?
sure.
Can I talk?
Please.
I don't think what the majority of group of 5 teams are doing is worth the effort they're putting into.
What's Indiana doing? What is
They're
Vanderbilt
getting a
doing?
lot of money.
So what? They're not winning any games.
Okay.
So what?
So they're
What are we
able
playing
to fund a lot of their school. They're able to do a lot more things than we
Okay.
are.
Sure.
Okay.
I agree
So
with that.
I guess I'm
Okay.
struggling to find purpose in this, Mark. Like every year, if we were to win the Mountain West Championship
Yeah.
and not get into the playoff, oh, good job, guys. Sweet job.
Okay, so
you guys
okay,
are so much
would
better
we
than
be
every other team in the Mountain West.
Okay, so
you're not.
Back in the BCS era, we didn't have that feeling.
Correct. And we fought and we fought and we fought.
Okay. And so you're waving the white flag, or what I don't understand what the difference is. We haven't been very good the last
Okay.
decade. We just haven't.
Okay,
Not
I get
to,
that. I get
so I don't on one hand I think we have to accept that playing for a Mountain West championship is almost enough. Okay? On the other hand,
I just don't.
You just argued saying we're going to the FCS, and then you're
No.
just saying that this is
well,
enough.
no, I'm saying that for me right now, the way it stands up is our goal, and it's doable, is the playoff. I don't understand what What's wrong with that?
At least for the next 2 years.
Yeah, and they're talking about, we're going to talk about the changes, right? They're still talking about having one spot for the group of 5.
Oh, they're totally going to give that to us, dude.
Well, who knows? We don't know. We don't know the future. In the next 2 years, we definitely have it. I don't know. I agree with you on one hand that if they make the top level of football, they're paying the players a bunch of money. It's just so far out, and it is so far out ahead of us, or they're so in front of us that I get it. And at some point, there is going to be, I agree, there's going to be some sort of G5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And at that point, we'll deal with it. But until that happens, we do have a seat at the table, and the goal is to make the playoff and to push that envelope. And I get that we've tried to do that for 20 years, and where's it gotten us? Nowhere. We haven't been invited to the Big 12. And that is Kurt Apsey, and that is a long list of people that screwed up for a decade. We could talk about that later. But I don't know. I'm not ready to say we're a group of 5 teams. We don't belong. We don't even want to try, so we're going to do our own thing. Because the minute we do that and the group of 5 just has their own playoff, we are just, it is so second. I mean, we're second tier already, but at least there's this carrot out there.
Yeah.
How would you feel if there was 2 spots for group of 5?
In what?
Going forward.
2 spots what?
For the playoff.
Yeah, I'd like that. Look,
you'd be okay with the playoff system going forward if
so
there's 2 spots.
So you're just saying there's not enough?
Here's what I
Because that's what I think. Only 1 spot. You're selling everything just to have some relevance.
You do. I also look at half of the team, at least half of the teams in the group of 5 are busting their asses every year, right? These coaches basically have no family life. They have no life at all, but that's it. And they're chasing their tails to win a conference to win a conference championship that doesn't get them into anything.
And to get pillaged at the end of the season.
To get pillaged and to have to redo it again.
Yeah.
And to have to re-recruit your guys again. And
I can see that.
And so I'm like, look, I don't know. Like, I like the basketball that if you win your conference, you're in a tournament, and you can take care of yourself from there, right?
Yeah.
But like the difference between Boise State last year and Fresno wasn't much, as far as like rewards at the end of the year. You know, we get a banner, okay, you get a ring, okay, all right, that's cool. But like, really, we could do that. And we could even we could do that and have a playoff and have maybe a little bit more in the G5 and maybe have more excitement or more entertainment. At some point, can we take ownership of our own future and like either push all in everything we have and just sell out for the Big 12? Like, I don't know if that's what we're doing already, but it's like we either have to cut all these group of 5 guys out, Boise State does, and just sell out to go up or try to get relegation. But I'm just starting to lose my enthusiasm for college football at a group of 5 school.
Yeah, part of me during the end of the season was a little bit jealous of FCS, right? There's a playoff.
Yeah, they had a fun time. I watched those games.
Right? They're good games. You're playing to win a championship. You're not going to go to a bowl game.
Yeah.
Right? And so not to the fact of settling for like, hey, let's go down to FCS, because that's not what I'm saying. I just think the setup of how it's organized leads to a better outcome for the teams. You have more to play for.
I think it would be an easier sell to the Power 5 if we don't have a chance to get into a Power 5 conference, which I've never understood why we haven't. I've never understood why we haven't been invited.
And at this point, I don't know if that door's ever going to be open again. The chasm is too wide.
I think you got to know people, and I think you got to strike when the iron is the exact temperature.
That's why.
Which San Diego State just barely missed.
And they missed out.
Yeah,
they missed out. But yeah, I guess for me, it's who you know in that situation. It's how much power brokerage you have as far as, you know, powerful people that are in your organization. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you know, that article that I sent you, sorry I sent you that because it obviously puts you into a spiral of negativity and
it's
despair.
The truth.
But
it's the truth.
Here's the one, and here's the one saving grace for a Boise State fan is that a lot of those coaches that were had quotes in that has not happened to Boise State yet.
Okay.
It really hasn't.
Okay.
And I would like to think that we are an outlier in the group of 5.
We are different.
I think we are. We have history. for whatever reason, you can say the culture, the city, the brand, the blue, the Spencer Danielson, and taking kids to church with him. I don't know.
3 Fiesta Bowls.
All that.
Yeah.
But it's not like we lost 40% of our first team players. We lost Eric McAllister, and he tried to come back, and we didn't let him back. And we lost Taylor Green.
Yeah.
And I could argue Taylor Green, if that whole situation, we don't need to rehash that, maybe he still leaves, but the way he was treated, that's not a surprise at all. But we ended up getting the number 1 wide receiver recruit in the portal and Malachi Nelson last. So what I'm saying is that the negativity that is happening to a lot of Group of 5 programs has not happened to Boise State yet, and we are in a really good position in the next year or two to capitalize on that.
I think for me, the feeling is it's waiting just around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Right.
Yeah, and if Spencer Danielson
gonna
leaves
smack
in
us in
3
the
or 4
face.
years,
what happens if we go undefeated this year?
we get into the playoff. We get into the playoff.
Okay, keep going. I'm going to lead you somewhere.
I
Keep
know where
going.
you're leading me. So we get to the playoff.
Okay. Let's say we win a game
Okay. So
in the playoff.
in the playoff.
okay. So
Yeah.
one option is a lot of good players. Some of the guys go to the NFL. Some of the guys get picked off by Power Fives. That's one option. The other
40%
option
of our
is
players.
The other option.
we get exposed if we go to the CFP.
That's fine. You got there. Whatever.
But they're going to steal everybody.
No. That's okay. Maybe.
not going to be able to
40% of our roster.
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen.
Could.
That's 40%
said
of first teamers. That's
Okay.
what happened. The other option is we get to the playoff. This city, we all born and raised here. All three. You weren't born here, but you were pretty much raised here. We've been here when the Fiesta Bowls, the Magic, the last 10 years has been nowhere near that.
Right.
If we were to go, we beat Oregon this year. We're 11-1 going in, and there's a lot of fire. I can absolutely see. Are we ever going to be SEC? No. But I could see raising more funds. I could see raising more NIL dollars. I could see the other option is that we get more guys like we just got Malachi Nelson and Chris Marshall that want to come here and be part of it and make it to a playoff, and more businesses step up. And Gentry's going to be gone, but we pay someone else.
I don't see that happening.
It could. It could.
Maybe. I don't know.
think the hill to
I
climb-
never would have thought Gentry would have stayed this year.
I agree.
None of us thought he
but
was
I
staying.
think the hill to climb is getting steeper and steeper and steeper, and that divide that separates us is only getting farther apart.
I don't disagree.
To Mark's point, we have how many more people are in the valley now than were in
double.
2007?
Double.
8, 9.
Well, I don't know if it's double, but it's a lot.
Close. And we have more businesses. We have more. And so, yeah, you could do that. But all it takes is just one bad year, one bad coach. Like Danielson could leave. Let's say he does an amazing job and he leaves, and now we got to find a new coach. And now we got to find all this turnover. It's like
It's a house of cards. Yeah, no, I get it. I get
tough.
it. And eventually, I do agree. There's going to be this situation where.
But I don't think it's sustainable for college football in general, dude. I don't think it's sustainable.
I don't
All
think
these
so either.
coaches, the house of the domino effect, when Saban leaves, it affects 30% of teams in college football. I just don't know that it's sustainable to have the national championship coach, right, take off immediately to the NFL because he's
And
like,
then
I
the
hate
runner-up
this.
goes to Alabama.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
and then the Washington
Yeah.
guy goes to Seattle and all this stuff. I don't know. I don't know that's sustainable.
I don't know, but I don't think anyone loves the situation, but it's like, here's the situation we're in. We have 2 years to capitalize on the access. We have the quarterback. We have the running back. I don't know. I like the position we're in right now.
Right.
I don't like the future. I just think that, in 2030-ish, right in there, when there's a lot of these contracts come up again, I think there's going to be another big divide, and sometime earlier they're going to start paying players. I don't know how Boise State fits in with that. If all of a sudden they say, "Hey, you got to pay your players," how are we going to afford that?
You're saying the Power 5 says you have to pay players.
Well,
right?
no, the courts are potentially about to say that. You know what I mean? That deem them employees and whatever.
I actually think that may be healthy.
It might be. I think it might
Because
be
then
great.
it would kick a bunch of people out. They're just like, screw it.
So what
We're
I'm getting
dropping
at
it.
is, that might kick people out. And what it might do is just say, hey, here's the top whatever, and they can afford to do that, and they just do their own thing. And then we get in this next level of teams. And I think, and it kind of alluded to that you want to be in that group. We're never, ultimately, 15 years from now, we're not going to be competing at the same level as Alabama and Georgia and Michigan. We just won't. We need to make sure that we're positioning ourselves right now to be in the next group, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, but for right now, I know you're kind of saying that you're going backwards on excitement. I'm more excited right now than I've been for a long time at this point in the year because of the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we're not playing the 1 seed, dude. If let's just say we're the group of 5 representative, we're playing a 5 seed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or a 6.
No, I'll give you that.
So I'm excited about it for right now.
Yeah.
You look too far down the road, it looks horrible, and there's
Scary.
storms
So
coming.
live it
It's
up.
scary.
Live it up. Well,
But I say we just got to, live it up right now and do our
wonder-
best, and hopefully.
I wonder what the probability of them letting us play these 2 years out is. I really do.
No,
yeah.
it's cemented in. These 2 years are in.
Yeah.
They just decided that this year.
One thing I
Brandon's
know.
not sold.
One thing I know
No,
about
these 2 years, they are.
totally, dude. One thing I know about sports contracts is they're locked in, dude.
locked in. Hey,
Dude,
can we
they're
switch
in.
gears real quick?
Yeah.
Just both of you take a little deep breath. That was a long segment. Got heated. Some might say you might need to cool off. Maybe in a
Yeah,
pool.
cold plunge. Oh,
Okay.
a pool
March
in Vegas.
15th. There's going to be a party
Yeah,
with
actually, at one of my
Pool
favorite one of my favorite hotels.
stadium.
Have you been
swim.
there?
I've
Have you been there?
I love that hotel. I've been there a couple
BJ
times.
talking about it all the
So
time.
BJ Raines is hosting a pool party. Stadium.
I love how
swim.
we pimp his show, and he's
No.
never even mentioned
He
that we're
can.
around.
Oh,
And he darn well knows we're around.
Yeah.
Okay, BJ's a friend of the
Us.
show, but he's not a friend of the show. He's a friend of us. He will not mention.
He's an
the show.
acquaintance.
Well, BJ makes his livelihood from
Yeah,
the
I
show.
get that.
and
Yeah, he does.
we don't.
Wait, we
So
don't. Wait. Thought the
If,
checks
if
were
you're a
coming.
sponsor, if you want to sponsor, reach out.
Can we bring up Mark's Twitter account in this party?
That's what I'm getting at. If you let me get there. So
get there.
BJ tweets out, "Hey, pool party for Boise State fans."
For 2 months, he's been primping.
It's
it.
heated. It's heated
Yes.
pool. It's a
He
heated
is
pool.
It is
pimping
heated?
this thing.
Okay.
Heated pool, big screens.
Bronco Nation News subscribers,
Yeah.
BSU fans,
Join us.
Join
and
us.
then 3 days ago, he says, "Open invite to fans/media of any Mountain West team to join."
Oh, Mark's like, screw that.
Mark
man.
Moss replies, "I was thinking of coming."
I was. I'm going to be down there. I'm going to be in Vegas.
Oh, that's true. You are going
And
to
I'm
be
there
he
for
says-
a soccer tournament for my
That's
daughter.
right.
He's rethinking that.
You can't. It's an adults only hotel.
I know she'd be hanging with her teammates, but,
But
I've already thought
Not
about that.
that kind. Keep your swimsuit on, Mark.
It's not that kind?
No, it's not that kind of party.
All right, I'll just hang with the soccer situation. But go ahead. Keep going.
Our fans, I want to know, are you going to the party?
I don't know. It totally,
Okay.
Well,
you said
I've
you
never
already
known.
RSVP'd.
I did RSVP just in case I could go. My daughter's going to have a games Friday. So if she doesn't have a game in that time, then I'm going to go to the party.
It's cool. It's a cool hotel.
Yeah,
I
I've
hope
heard.
you can go.
So I want to go.
Yeah.
I'm planning on going.
Yeah.
But I did. I was a little bit ruffled. I feel special being a BNN subscriber,
Yeah.
listener,
Boise
wanna-
State
and
fan.
Boise State fan. I fit the criteria.
You think
And
there's going to be some
I
fights,
think there's
maybe?
some exclusivity.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
Just
it's expanded to
open
the
everybody.
Lobos. You know, like,
the Nevada Reno Wolf Pack.
yeah, I don't want to go to no party with the Reno folks. I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me, but
Do you
whatever.
feel better about it now?
I'm still going to
Do
go
you
if I'm
still
open,
reach
but-
out to BJ?
I haven't talked to BJ for a while. BJ's a cool guy. He's doing a good job. But
I
yeah.
hope you can go. It's a fun. It's
I
a
would like to
fun
go. I will
hotel.
totally
You've been
go
to
if I can
Stadium
get there.
Swim?
I have. Yeah. I'm not
In the
proud.
pool?
Yeah, I've been in the
Okay.
pool. It's so loud.
Oh, really?
It's so loud.
the TVs.
And they
From the
blast
people or the
those-
music or the-
blast the music, and they blast it at like 8 a.m. And they're like, here's the deal. We blast it from 8 to 11 a.m. Same volume. Doesn't matter. All day.
Get excited.
Whatever. And so it's loud. So I had my like Bose noise canceling headphone.
Yeah, you
on.
did.
Are
With
they
your
waterproof?
and your white nose.
Yeah, I
probably
did.
Your sunscreen
I
and the white
did.
nose, a T-shirt on, the Bose canceling
he's
headphones.
like,
Yeah, I
they're
totally
like,
see it.
Turn it down.
Turn it down.
I can totally see
Well, the
that.
waitress like
Are you
came out in their
kidding me?
bikini. I was like, "Hey, hun,
Hey.
can you turn down over there?
Hey, can you ask that guy to turn it down?
Is it? Hey, can you hear me?" It was bad, dude. It was not cool.
I want to go.
No, it was a good time, man. I hope you can go. That hotel, no kidding. March Madness week, that Thursday, Friday,
That's
would be a blast.
Yeah.
The week after conference tournament,
Yeah.
would be a blast because there are so many TVs. There's so many ways to watch the tournament games, and then
Yeah.
you can bet on your phone. like in game at half or whatever it is. I mean, it's a good time.
trouble.
Like if you have a bunch of guys that are going down,
Party.
go to Circa. That hotel is freaking
Or
sweet.
13U soccer team.
Or a 13U girls soccer team.
Why
are they playing in Vegas?
Some listener. Well, that's where they always played the Mountain West Championship.
No, the girls soccer team.
Oh,
is
they
like-
just it's a regional tournament. They
Will their
they
games
travel
be
a little bit.
televised at Stadium Swim? Like, can you watch their games from the
Not.
pool?
I don't think so.
How funny will it be if Mark doesn't go?
Well,
Just because
no,
of
if
the
he
I
has
will
a
go if I can go,
game,
but I'm
yeah.
not going to not go to my daughter's game to go to
Will
the
you
Stadium
turn up
Swim.
your nose at the fellow Mountain West fans?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No interaction.
No. none.
have you
No.
been to the Mountain West?
Talk to those guys.
Basketball?
No, I'm excited to go there. Too.
They actually
I
don't
can go to
mind
some
Boise
games.
State.
I'm going to the Thursday game for sure, unless we're the 1 seed, because of my flight. If we're the 1 seed, I can't make it. Any
Oh.
other game, I can make it.
They actually, when I went, they actually didn't mind Boise State. They didn't like. They were like, I just
they
don't
hate?
want
Who do they hate?
San Diego State to
Oh,
win
really?
again because
Yeah.
they travel really well
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they win every year.
Was there some?
Yeah, there's listener questions.
yeah.
I'm not sure. We'll get to this one. We got another one. They asked us to explore how Brandon Minor became so handsome.
What?
Do you know Dan Housley?
I do know Dan Hensley.
Who is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he
Longtime fan.
you and Bush and Dan kind of a trio of sorts?
Yeah.
Is this?
Dan
Still a
and
trio?
Dan and I go way
I don't know
back.
Dan.
I don't
Oh,
know
Dan.
Dan.
I don't know Dan.
I knew Dan from college.
Okay.
He was an old fling. That's a good guy, man.
apparently.
Dan is a good man.
Okay.
And he has good taste.
And then our boy, friend of the show, Dayton Robeson.
Dayton's easily the
Oh,
best friend
Robinson,
of the show
yeah.
we've ever had because we had friend of a show for a while.
I got it some from the friend of the show.
No longer friend of the show. Dayton is now the friend of the
He
show.
has replaced him.
Dayton.
Dayton needs to be our guy in the chair.
Bring Dayton on, man.
Dayton,
After
he's-
tax season.
He's in Eastern Idaho.
Okay. We could expand over to Eastern Idaho a
Well,
little bit.
if he comes to visit,
Bring him on.
we got a seat for you, Dayton.
All right. Yeah.
Show up. Let's talk
What
some
do you
Boise
say?
State.
We need him to be guy in the chair.
Yeah. Friend of the show, guy in the chair. We need somebody with some looks around
Yeah.
here.
He's an accountant. He must have looks.
So news NCAA 25 is coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we played NCAA
Like,
so much.
yeah.
He was curious what we maybe pick a couple players and what their
What would Genty's
rating
rating,
will. Yeah,
be?
what would Genty 98?
He's got to be like a 96.
no.
He's going to get the G5.
Nobody gets nobody
no,
gets over
he-
95 in
He's-
G5.
Oh, really?
I
I
don't
think he's
know.
going to get a
I'm just
96. I'm going to go 96 for Genty. I think Malachi's like an 84. I don't think
Just
they're
because he
gonna-
hasn't played.
He hasn't played.
We don't know.
Genty's going to be a 96. Yeah. Right?
Anybody on our defense over 90?
No.
No.
Our defense?
No.
Boise
Yeah.
State? Come on, dude.
Who would be the top?
I guess
on our
Hassanin?
defense? Hassanin.
Hassanin, yeah. He had good sack numbers.
Simpson, maybe. So we're talking mid 80s, low 80s. Dude, I don't even know if they give Genty in 90s.
I think he's going to be a 96.
That's way
That's
high.
high.
Is
That's
it?
way high, dude.
But is it deserving?
Yeah.
Could be.
That's great.
if
man.
you only take G5,
I would guess low 90s for Genty.
Ah.
That's what I'm going to say.
he's probably an 88.
Really? Okay. I don't know these ratings. I just.
I mean, the
don't know
ratings
that.
are
I
funny
haven't played
because,
that
you
for a
know,
long time.
yeah, I mean, a lot of it's popularity in the NFL,
Yeah.
right? But the popular guys are the best guys there.
Quick thing.
I hope they come out with that. My kids would love that. My kids would
They are
get in.
coming. They're coming out with it, man. It's it's happening.
Do you remember you could enter the players' names?
That took.
And if you did that, the announcers would say some of them.
Oh,
They actually
really?
would.
Like
I didn't know
Henderson
that.
or something?
Yeah,
or
they
Smith?
recognize some of them.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
But now
Zabransky.
you don't have to.
No. yeah, it's gonna be cool. I might buy a console just for that, just for that game.
My kids, they know.
Because my kids would love it, but we only have like a Nintendo Switch right now.
My kids
But
know like
I
almost
go
every NFL player
Because of that
NBA
game.
because of those two games.
Yeah.
As a Madden.
and they know how good the best players are.
So, little public service announcement here, just in case anyone out there listening to us is a Boise State collector. Okay, friend of the show approached me. Okay,
Boise State collector, like memorabilia.
yeah, like memorabilia. Yeah, he has a trading card
Or hoarder.
of
Collector.
yeah, he's found
Trading
it. Anyways,
card
He's
of
like,
who?
what do I do with this? I was like, hey, that's anyway. Trading. It's like a trading card, and it's the Boise State's schedule for the 1986 season on a trading card.
Was that the national champ? Was it
no,
signed?
It's no. It's just it's the
1980
first
was
year of the blue. It's the first year of the blue, and I said
He's trying to hawk
that
this
might
thing.
be no. I said that might be worth a couple bucks.
Yeah,
It's
like
$2.
I'm like-
10?
I was like, yeah, 10.
Like a
so anyway,
smoothie?
no, someone's a collector. like someone that has a lot of memorabilia might like that. So if by chance
Your mom's gonna buy that.
give me 30 seconds here.
Your mom's
just
gonna buy that.
just say something. We'll get
In
to
our
you.
prep meeting,
We'll get it to
we
you.
forgot to remind Mark that this isn't Craigslist.
What? This isn't crazy.
No,
I'd be interested to see because I have something. I have a memorabilia item of my own.
Really?
dude.
How would you rate
You want to
this?
sell
Yeah,
this?
let's hear it.
I don't know that I
Dude,
would like to sell it.
People listening to this are Boise
Is this
State.
your-
All right,
They
well,
might
make
like
a
it.
pitch.
Go ahead.
Wolf
Go ahead.
shirt?
No,
Your
that
dog
shirt's
shirt?
bomb. Dude, check this out.
What?
Tell me what you
do
think
got?
about this.
Yeah, what do you got?
Yeah.
Boise State football
Okay.
signed every player.
Casey Adams.
2006
Casey Adams.
prior to the Fiesta Bowl win. The first Fiesta Bowl win. Right before the game.
year before. Oh,
So, okay.
The season of,
yeah.
at Christmas, I got an auction and a player auctioned off a signed football. And I still have that football signed.
Yeah.
It's like Zabransky and Johnson,
Wow.
all those guys.
That would I don't know. It seems like if you're a
That-
collector of Boise State memorabilia,
That
you'd
is
like
a
to have
piece
that.
of,
100%.
yeah, just
A little bit better than a trading card of a
What would-
1986.
I don't think
schedule.
mine are worth anything. I still have my paper tickets from the first two Fiesta
yeah.
Bowls.
Thousands of people have those. What would you?
Yeah, right.
I
$100
have
bucks?
no idea.
100 bucks?
Yeah, at least $100. At least 100.
1,000?
No, no. $500 maybe.
Maybe the school could buy it from me.
Z Ian. Yeah, I don't know.
Shoot me.
I don't know how many of those are out
Blaser?
there. There's probably not a ton of those
Sure,
out
Blaser's
there.
the one that
Chris
got it.
Peterson's on there.
I don't know if Chris Peterson. I know all the players are.
Huh. That's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of people that like have memorabilia that would love to have that.
We're talking Sherm.
Anyways,
Yeah, Sherm Blaser. D. Sherm.
I like Sherm.
Good guy.
All right.
That's it from our fans,
Okay.
our listeners that
They want to know about OCs, but we'll see. They're going to hire an OC in the next few days. We don't know. I'd still be happy with Mike Sanford.
yeah, there's no leaks. There's nothing.
I want to talk
Mark
about
talked
that,
about
but that's
that,
okay.
yeah.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that the coaching search, Boise State has so few leaks. It's crazy how tight that is over there.
Is it because our media presence
I
isn't
don't
as
know.
high? Like, it's all up
I
to
like
BJ?
our media guys, but it's like they obviously
Yeah, get
aren't
us in there.
that connected to get sources on
Yeah, but-
stuff that they don't want to get out.
But what if it's
if
like,
Boise State doesn't want it to get out, it's not getting to BJ Raines.
if they had like 7 of BJ Rainses out there pushing,
Yeah.
I wonder if it would get out.
What if
It would.
What if
it
Ron
would, because
Counts
everywhere
knows?
else it does. But BJ does a great job. I'm not bashing on him.
No.
Ron
I bet he knows.
probably does know.
Ron will retweet whatever somebody else puts
Someone-
out. Whatever somebody else puts out.
Dude, Ron's on second paternity.
Oh boy. Hey, thanks for
Get
joining
outta
us.
We need to get out of this
Thank
one.
you for joining us for another episode of the Shirts and Skins podcast. Subscribe on Twitter. Or sorry, follow us on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Get
You can
notifications.
subscribe on Twitter.
You can.
Yeah,
You
you
can get
can.
notified every time we
Oh,
tweet.
really?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't miss out. But subscribe on YouTube. Follow us. Thank you for watching and listening. We will see you next time.